Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. Today you join me at a very cold G3 Bedford. It's their launch sale today. And look what I've just bought. It's a Ginetta. Obviously I haven't, I would never have the money for this in the world. But we are here to check out absolutely loads of cars for sale. It's going to be a really amazing day. We've got Mike Brewer here. We've got James from Chops Garage here. We've got Lee from Car UK here. There's even more. I can't remember. We've got James Alford from the podcast. Loads of people turning up. It should be really exciting. They've got a whole new setup here. So I can't wait to get in there, check it out, see how the whole thing runs, and hopefully buy at least one, if not maybe a couple of cars. Let's get in there and check it out.
G3 Bedford is now open.
Right, so as you can see, got absolutely loads of cars inside. There are more outside. There's about 300 cars today, and they have only got one lane here at Bedford, so it could be quite a long day. This is the new rostrum. They've got one of the nice big signs up again behind us. This is where, when we came before, this was where the photo booth was, so I assume they've moved that down the far end, where we saw they had like a wheel refurbishment area and paint booth. Maybe they've cleared that out and they've put that back there. I mean, that would make sense. Could be a long day of bidding, so we will get around, have a look. I've made my list as usual, all the different cars that I want to check out. Starting with the very first one that's going through the rostrum that Mike Brewer himself is going to auction off. But it's one that I'm definitely going to want to hear, because some of you will know my checkered past with BMW M135i's, which is what this is. Let's go and have a quick look. So with this thing, it will all come down to the engine, because there might be a few little scuffs around it. That's not going to bother me too much. The wheels probably won't redoing. Maybe we'd remove the tints, I don't know. Shame about the tints is what you can't see from here, what will open, is the nice coral red interior. It's one of my favourite interiors on a BMW. This nice Napa leather with the coral red. There's a manual as well, which personally wouldn't be my choice, but for a lot of people it is going to be, because they like a manual car. It's a straight six turbo. It feels like a race car, especially being a three-door. So we'll see what happens with it. So other than a couple of little like bumper corners that you can probably touch in worst case scenario, but maybe paint up. Wheels done, that would look all right. I did have the TT in it as well. It is giving us a warning that it hasn't got its SD navigation. It's got an ABS light on, but that could be as simple as a wheel speed sensor. It's not going to be a highly expensive car. In fact, the retail value on it, I say that, it's £10,000 with a retail valuation of 77. What I should have told you about the M135i is it's got a retail rating from Auto Trader of 72 out of 100. A few people asked in the previous video, and I tried to explain in the comments what the retail rating is. So basically, Auto Trader will tell you how in demand that car is in your area, within 50 miles of your specific dealership, and they will give it a rating out of 1 to 100. So anything above 60 for me is usually good news. There's a couple in here below that, but again, you need to use your human element. That will give you some data, but you still need to, if you know that someone really wants a, whatever it is, an Audi TT, if I got a buyer for this, but the retail rating's only 5, I'm still going to buy it, aren't I? Because I know I've got someone to buy it. Got a scuff down there, but it probably would need paint, but maybe we could touch it up, make it look better. To be fair, it surprised me how much this is, being 10,000. To me, it doesn't look like a £10,000 car anymore. I thought this was going to be more like 6 to 7, but we will see what happens. It's going to be quite a busy start to the bidding, because, I mean, it's very unlikely I will bid on this, to be honest, but it does interest me. We all know I like a Cayenne, but this one is 15 plate, got a very dark front tint, as well as all the way around. It's got a bit of lack appeal going on. It's also 118,000 miles. Anything was on there, something auto something, so I wonder if they were like a mechanic or a car dealer or something. What do you reckon? Auto Pro more? Oh, God knows. I think it's unlikely I will end up bidding on it, but it will be interesting to see what it goes for. It's got a retail rating of 48, a retail valuation of £16,512, and I thought, you know, if I could bid on it 12 grand, 12 and a half it would cost me, you would have about £4,000 margin, although a lot of that would get eaten up from prep, I expect. How you doing? You all right? But we'll just see what happens. I don't think it's going to be one for me. I just don't want the work, to be honest. A bit like this one, which was in my watch list, but again, probably just not a good idea. Mercedes A45 AMG. I've never had one. I do want to own one. I want to try it, experience it. Four-wheel drive, 300 horsepower or whatever they are. But again, this one's been, well, not necessarily unloved, but a bit buoyed up. It's got all the bits on it. It's got aftermarket alloy wheels. What are they? Oz racing wheels, whether they're genuine Oz or not even. Something going on with the roof here. Obviously, all the windows have been tinted. It just doesn't fill you with confidence that necessarily it's going to be, tip-top shape. And for me to sell it, I'd want to find a genuine set of Mercedes wheels to go back on. So it's not even in my list. So I can't even tell you the figures on it because we just shouldn't. Right, next one on my list is little Audi A1, because I think this will represent good value. I think it looks quite a smart little thing. Granted, there is quite a biff in the door here, but obviously we could get that sorted. Got a retail valuation of £8,511, 92 out of 100 retail rating. I feel like it's probably a S-Line, probably maybe like a special edition or something. I haven't written it all down on a bit of paper here, but you've got the nice like half leather seats and all that sort of stuff. Obviously, it's got the really nice alloy wheels. I love these. They look quite similar to the ones that we had. I can't think what they're called, but on the Audi RS4 and the Audi RS5 that we had, it's on 69,456 miles. Hasn't got its SD card, but that's fine for the sat nav. All the tyres are on 3mm tread, so they're legal, but they're going to want replacing, really. It's just fairly inexpensive and would be a half decent thing on the forecourt. Let's just double check what the engine was. It's a 1.4 TFSI, so it's not the TSI, which are the ones that, generally speaking, I think can be more problematic. I've got a bid of about 5,000, with once the fees and everything, that would leave £3,000 in it, which I think you're going to need. You need to sort out the paint on the door, at least one wheel, maybe a full set of wheels. Just being sensible. You're not going to have a huge amount of margin left in it if you don't bid sensibly in the first place. So it'd be interesting to see how it goes today with all of the YouTubers here. Ego's going. Mr. Mike Brewer here. I think he said he was even going to bid. James Alford will be turning up in an hour or two. He's apparently going to buy everything in sight. So we will see. Next one is GLA. Interesting, there's an Evoque here that looks quite smart. And it's obviously not in my engine management light illuminated, so I probably would have just given that a wide berth, and it may well be a... Where is it telling the engine side? Yeah, it's a 2 litre, so it's the Insignia. I still really like the Evoques. I think they're great, but I have made a resolution only buy the 2.2s because they are far less problematic. So next one is a GLA, which I got a feeling will be... Oh, it's this apparently. So black little GLA. We actually do quite well with these. We don't normally sell Mercedes that well at Barrow, but for some reason the GLA and GLCs have always been good, maybe because they're like SUVs and that's what people want. So it's 2019. It's £17,000 retail valuation, 72 out of 100 retail rating. It's on 35,802 miles, so really nice mileage, automatic, half leather interior. Of course it's black with nice black wheels. Didn't notice that bit of trim and everything that's missing over here. So it would need a bumper corner doing and a bit of trim. And this is why it's always really important, not really important, but it's really helpful to come and see the cars in person, because there's a lot of stuff that just gets lost in pictures. You just don't pick up on it, especially when you're looking through 300 cars for the day. Oh, and there's a big key scratch down this side as well. Look at that, that's a shame. Some spiteful little so-and-so come and scratch that. So, what do I have? GLA, I thought I'd bid 13.5, which after the fees would give me about a £3,000 margin. But I think you need to drop that by about £1,000 for those bits and pieces that we've just talked about then. So 12.5. Typically, I don't think I've got a pen on me, and I'll probably forget. But we'll try and remember. I've just spotted behind you one that's not in my list. It was in my long list until I went through and checked, and it said it's not running right. I've always wanted one of these as well. It's a Mazda MPS. This is basically, I mean, don't kill me if I get it wrong, but it's basically a Focus ST 2.5 underneath. But it's in a Mazda, guys, because they were shared by the same company at one point. I don't know how it all worked, but basically it's the same thing. But those engines are quite problematic. The blocks tend to crack and stuff like that, and it does say clutch is no good, engine running okay, engine not smoking, and the engine management is illuminated, so it's a full house basically of not ideal stuff. This wing is also not good. Headlights want a buff. Wants alloy wheels refurbished. It will be quite cheap though. I think the cap price on this, the rear bumper's an acquired taste, isn't it? It's weird that. It's like it's got an underbite. About a couple of £1,000 I reckon that would go for. Which if it sounds like it runs okay and it was the sort of thing you really wanted, you wanted one, you could maybe do all right out of it. It would just all depend on how it sounds when it's running. Right, next one is 32, which I think is going to be down the front of that lane. And, oh, this would be interesting. It's an Insignia VXR, the 4x4 2.8 turbo thing. Right, here we are. I was quite put off by the Adidas stickers all over it. It's very Eastern European, style, God knows why. Nürburgring sticker on the back. I can guarantee they've not taken it to the Nürburgring. They might have done, I could be wrong. It's not really what you want to see in a car when you're buying one, is it? But these don't come about that often. And look at the seats in them. Look at those wing backs. It is cool. This one's an automatic. I don't know much about the automatics, whether that's good or bad news. It's not exactly like Vauxhall have got a great record of making amazing automatic gearboxes. Then again, it's not like they've got a great record of making manual gearboxes. All of their VXR stuff seems to just chew up certain gears. Got a very fetching sunscreen thing. Well, I can't ever remember what they're called. You always have to tell me. Sun strip, yeah. With Adidas on it again. Let me tell you some more specifics. It is in lists, to be fair. Now, these used to make really strong money. They would go well over cap. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with this, because I was looking at the Auto Trader figures and literally the prices dove off a cliff around December, January by about £2,000 or £3,000 on this car. I don't know why. This is very strange. But currently, the retail valuation is £5,000, which sounds like it would be sensible for a car like this. But generally speaking, I would have said that they go for a lot more. This would be like £8,000 or £9,000. On the flip side, it has got engine smoking and engine running okay on it. Are they just being overdramatic? Can we sort of see what it runs and sounds like? Because it would be just interesting to have one. Again, it's a car I've not had. I'd love to have one, love to experience it. And if I can buy one, experience it for, what did I put my bid as? £2,000. Now, I might go a bit more if it sounds okay. I could live with that, for the experience it and try and sell it again and just wipe my nose so I don't lose on it. But it's probably a big ask, and it'll probably go for strong money. If it fires up and it runs okay and it's not like excessively smoking, I think it'll do quite strong money. Just speaking from general experience. Next one, 52. Oh, it could be this. Next one. No, that's 40. Is that on our list? No, I must have discounted this one as well. I think I've got a few Evoques in here today, but no. Right, let's head up here. It must be up towards the end. Or is it this one? No, here it is. So, we'll come back and have a look at this 911, because that just looks like crazy value to me. But this is the one we're talking about, so it must be a 2.2, I'd have thought. 2.2, pure tech, 76,834 miles. It's a manual, but it's also a coupe, so it's only a 3-door. Some people are going to like it, some people won't. I feel like it'll be a young person's car, but I think it looks smart in white. I think it looks smart with the silver wheels, but someone might prefer it with black wheels, I don't know. Oh, it's got a ghost alarm as well. Someone will like that. They'll feel like they've got something really special. It has only got a retail rating of 55 out of 100. It's got a retail valuation of about 9,000. So I've got a bid of £5,500. Include the fees and makes it about 6,000. Would give me about a £3,000 margin, which would be lovely. And to be fair, you don't want less on one of these types of cars. Just because, there could well be a reasonable amount of prep. Next is 54, so it's 2 back, and it looks like the one that these lads are looking at. So let's go and have a look. Are we looking at my Sportage? Does it have anything?
My Sportage. It's got low torque, needs to run down for having problems with the engine.
Yeah. Have you popped the bonnet and
No.
had a look?
I know what the problem is already, because I've told.
Do you?
Yeah. Have you seen the underside of it as well?
No.
Scabby, if you like.
Is it? All yours then. To be fair, it wasn't exactly top of my list, but then again, you're not meant to be buying this. This is something we should say on our video. James has...
The scabby underside, the bad interval, and the worn interior.
Shut your mouth. He has specifically said he wants to buy something different today, something interesting or whatever.
Explained on camera already what the issue with that is that all the interesting stuff has red alerts on it for engine issues.
That's what makes it interesting. Spicy.
The Range Rover over there, I quite like the look of.
Yeah, oh, that one there.
No service history at all.
This grey one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that as well.
Yeah, it's got zero history. But
You find that?
You'll find it, yeah, there's a few phone calls, yeah. But yeah, Lee and I were just chatting about, this looks like a nice car on the face of it. Once you start getting into the bits and bobs, it's not so great, is it, Lee?
No.
No.
No, I've got it marked down as well, but...
You got mine, man. You're going to leave it as well, mate?
Yeah, I think so, to be honest.
Well, it's easy, but it goes cheap. Stuff goes really cheap. Well, not telling you what to do, but...
Well, yeah, maybe it was free enough.
But the thing is, you don't want a massive headache, do you?
No.
All right. Well, they put me off that. Let's go and have a look at a Range Rover. Look at this. Right up my street.
This is on my list.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like, as in, like, your Christmas list to buy me? I mean, I would love for you to buy it.
Joe, if we hit that level,
Yeah.
if I hit 100k subscribers like you,
Yeah.
within the next month,
Month?
I'll buy you a little Range Rover.
By summer, give it to summer, we'll get you out there. But honestly, if you'll get him up to 100,000 subscribers in a month, he'll buy me a Range Rover. I'll split it with you all. Anyway, yeah, Range Rover. It's a Vogue, so it's quite a nice spec. Is it the... Oh, it's TD V6, so it's not the V8, which is the one I would prefer to have. But it looks quite smart. I mean, do I really want one? I feel like it's already 11 years old. But let's have a look at the figures. £16,800 retail, 60 out of 100 retail rating, which isn't actually bad for a full fat Range Rover. I was thinking I put a bid of about 12,000 on it. With fees would leave me a margin of about £4,500, which sounds obscene, but you need it on something like this. It's, you know, just the only way of going sensibly. Next one for us then is that other Range Rover.
Are you going for this one, mate?
Well, we'll see what it sells for, but
It's got a much better history and so forth over it, but that's a much better colour combo, isn't it, unfortunately?
well, not as far as sellability.
Oh, is reselling white okay on these?
I think people like white, don't they? It's, you know, it stands. It's like white or black's the two like
That gunmetal looks
flashy,
really
chavvy
nice,
colour.
isn't it?
Oh, yeah, I mean for my taste, yeah, but this stands out, doesn't it? That's what people want with a Range Rover, or a certain clientele will want with a Range Rover.
Outside as well.
Yeah.
So what's the retail? Auto Trade reckons the retail on this is 16.9 actually, isn't it? So let's say.
What's your retail rate? Oh, it doesn't tell you because you haven't got proper Auto Trader.
Pay for proper stuff.
Yeah. So it's if you'd like to know, for me, I'm not that far away from you. It's 60 out of 100, which is actually pretty darn good.
I would probably buy this for myself personally, though. I wouldn't
Yeah.
buy this for stock.
No,
just
fair
because the L322 is a good motor, but it is getting a little bit crusty around the edges.
Yeah.
It's costing a few for repairs. And James Alford assures me that he's had a 3 litre and he's actually not had problems with this.
3 litre out of all the engines are the ones that I have had the least problems with.
Really? Because I was told 4.4 was the one that you wouldn't have a problem with. But
Yeah, I know, I've heard that, but then the one that I had was knocking like a bag of whatever.
But I imagine the 3 litre, and this is you can work on. You've got a bit more room, I would have thought, as well, haven't you?
So much room, yeah.
So much room.
A lot of room.
So much room for activity.
Climb down the side of it. So this is the other one he's talking about, which I do agree is a much nicer colour. This is probably that... What was that colour we had on our one? Causeway Grey. Causeway Grey. Yeah, lovely combination. I would be tempted to send it to the wheel place and have the fronts of these diamond cut up again so they were shiny. And it would look very nice. And this, I think this one's a 4.4. Again, like the other one that we had. 4.4, 65,000 miles. All green ticks on everything. This is going to be really interesting because the cap price on this was about £20,000. But Auto Trader says the retail on it is £35,000. That's unfortunate, isn't it? So there's something weird going on there with the valuations because there shouldn't be £15,000 margin adrift in it. But we will see. Realistically, I don't want to spend this sort of money today anyway. I've put down you could have a bid of about 22, which would be 1,500 quid over cap, but would leave you about £13,000 margin. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think people will ignore the cap price and it will go for nearer 30 than 20. But time will tell and we will see. We've only got a couple cars left, so while we're here, should we have a look at this 911? So, what's that make this? Is this a 99 whatever? Oh, it does have a red mark for engine running okay, but what amazes me is how kind of smart and modern this looks, and the mileage is £76,000. The cap on it is only £30,000. Be interesting to see what it makes. It's a cabrio, which, you know, by anyone's by no stretch of the imagination is not the most popular choice. For some people it would be, but on the whole, I would say it's not. I guess it's just probably is it a 997.2? I really don't know. But it looks quite smart and modern. Put a private plate on that, you'd look very smart. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens with it. So 104 and 140, they're going to be outside, so let's have a look outside. So our last two is 101 and 140, which is good news really, because there is 300 cars here, but I'll be done for my interest within the first half of the day. So let's have a quick look at what numbers we've got out here. 191, 181, we're heading down this way. Right, 140 is the Mercedes GLC with the horrendous chameleon tint on the front. It looks like a broken computer screen.
Is that meant to be blue?
No, I don't think it is. It's a bit of a
Blue screen of
I
death?
think it's one of those. Maybe it makes that Windows noise every time you get in there. Don't.
It just, doesn't that look weird? It makes the whole thing look like it's really flat as well. Again, like I said inside, GLCs we seem to do quite well with. So that's the second one here. It's got about a retail price of 18,000, retail rating of 65, bid of about 14.5, give you a margin of about 3,000. There's a few little marks, but nothing crazy, and some tints to get rid of, just to make it look a respectable car. You're going to have to back up so I can go around this side. They've parked them too close. Oh, Arteon. Yeah, there was one here. Yeah. What, this? Oh, this behind? The Arteon. Oh, yeah. Is this? Oh, that's a Passat. That's an Arteon. Another Range Rover Sport there. Maybe must have dismissed that for some reason. It's quite funky, I suppose, if you want a VW. 46,000 miles. It's all green ticks and whatever. It's very steamed up. Yeah, I just think it's a bit dull, but could be wrong. You know, it hasn't had a very careful driver. Well, they were very good with sellotape though. They must have had a deal on sellotape. There's a lot of sellotape on there. Yeah, not one for me. 104 has got to be over here somewhere. Oh, we've gone too far. 102, so this is our last Evoque of the day. Here we are, another Fire Ends Red. 79,000 miles, just over, all green ticks other than one tyre, which is on 3mm rather than 4mm that the rest are on. Leather interior, automatic, and of course it will be 2.2. So, let's have a look. About £10,000 retail valuation, 43 out of 100. I'm gonna do a bid of up to about 6,700, which would give me a margin of 3,000. But let's just do some double checks over that. Wheel wants refurbishing. That one probably does as well. By the time you're doing 2, you'll probably do 4. Typically that one looks all right actually. A couple of little chips that you would touch in. And that one maybe. But being black, they are easier to touch in, make look okay, unless they're that bad. But yeah, there's quite a lot of other interesting stuff here that I have now discounted just because of the history or the reports on them or whatever. So I'm fairly certain, don't know if that's the M5 or that's the 520 that's a bit of an M5 look-alike. But yeah, to be quite honest with you, it's drizzling, it's freezing cold out here, and it was lovely inside, so I think I've seen all I need to see really. I might get myself a cup of tea and then we'll go inside and wait for the action to kick off, which admittedly is going to be another hour and quarter yet, but hey ho. Morning.
Ridiculous.
You made good time?
Yeah, I did actually. I even had a nap on the way.
You were driving?
Yeah.
Oh, you stopped, pulled over and...
Pulled over, had a little cheeky nap, little Ronald McDonald. On I came and I made it in good time, so...
How many hours driving?
5 hours and 10.
That's commitment for you.
We made it.
How many on your list?
84.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah, a bit risky.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing
There's
it.
a lovely white Range Rover in there, and it's screaming your name.
I know. James fancies it as well, though. So I'd rather James have it.
You told me about one, and you said your 3 litres all right.
Yeah, it is.
I thought mine's getting a bit ropey, my old L322, and I thought, well, I might buy that just for myself. Although white wouldn't be my first choice of colour.
Well, I've just done 15 hours of driving in a 3 litre.
Yeah.
I'm alright.
Yeah.
I'll lie to you.
He even had room for a nap.
What miles is yours on now?
64.
Okay, that was 90 something, was that 3 litres? Was that 90?
Yeah, it just means it's more worn in,
Yeah.
not like, running.
That's the proper one. That's the proper Range Rover.
Yeah, full fat.
Yeah.
Big
got
boy,
heated
big boy
steering
car.
It's got the heated steering wheel.
It's a Vogue, so
Do you know
Vogue.
what? I can't now, I have to have a heated steering wheel.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you can't have one without can't
Yeah,
have one without a heated steering wheel.
and we'll pop back in and have a look.
No. Is there much out here, or is it all just cold and frosty and unpleasant?
There's a lot of cold and frostiness and unpleasantness out here. But I don't know. I mean, it depends what your lot numbers are. I only had 2 to look at out here, which is lucky for me.
I looked through all of it and I thought, you know what, there's loads of stuff with potential, and I don't mind a repo, because there's a lot of repos.
No, yeah.
But sometimes they're really well looked after. People have spent more money on the car than they can afford in payments.
Yeah. Well, it's been their pride and joy usually, isn't it? That's why they've stretched to get it. And I'd like to bid on the first car of the day with Mike auctioning it, but we've only got a set amount of money to spend, and is it the one car that I want? We'll see if it goes cheap. What we need him to do is we'll ask you in a sec. Are you able to give it a little rev up for me?
No,
You
sorry,
can't.
sir. It's cold, so we're not allowed to.
Okay, no problem. Not allowed to do it, which means we can't listen for the big end bearings, which is what was on ours, I think. We'll see what happens. It's funny, you get the thing where they say you can't rev up a car, and people tell us off all the time, don't rev up a car when it's cold. You can rev it up to like a couple of thousand revs. If you're redlining it, what you don't want to do is hop in like a performance car and put your foot flat to the floor and start revving it the minute you fire it up. But something like that, revving it to 2,000 won't be a problem. Most people get in their car and they start driving away straight away, don't they?
G3 Bedford is now open. I'm going to have a stab at selling this car. I'm quite good at charity auctions, not very good, maybe up on the rostrum, as good as this legend. This is Andy Conley, ladies and gentlemen. Probably most people in this room have bought a car of this legend. 40 years in the auction business, and it's a real honour to be sharing the rostrum with him today. Can we give him a big round of applause? He has put, indirectly, he's put profits in all your pockets so you don't realise it. Lovely alloy wheels, looks every inch a good bit of retail stock for somebody, almost ready to go, you just got to drive it there, give it a wipe over, put a ball in the window, and you'll have that one sold, no doubt, in a few days. I love it with that kinky red interior as well, that's very nice, and that privacy glass, that's a really good bit of retail stock for somebody. Come on, if you've forgotten how to do it, chaps, remember the old days, we used to crowd up, walk around the cars, open, shut, talk to the driver. Right, okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, the first car is on the way. We've already been bid £7,000. Look at the 7-1, we've got 7-2 with Jamie, 7-2, 7-3, sir, 7-4, 7-5, 7-6. 7-6 with Jamie, 7-7 over here, 7-8 at the back, 7-9 with Jamie, 7-9, 7-9, 8 grand, we've got 8-1, 8-1 in the room, 8-1 in room, 8-2, we've got 8-2, looking for 8-3 at the back, we've got 8-3, 8-4, we've got 8-5, 8,500, 8,600, is against you, so 8,700, 8,800, 8,900, £9,000 here. 9-1, sir? Sorry? 9,050, sir. 9,001. 9,150. 9,150. 9,002. 9,250. 9,003. What's it? 9,003 in the room. 9,003 in the room. Going once. Going twice. £9,300. The first car sold today here at G3 Bedford. So, gentlemen, down here, committed on sir.
Well, went quite strong, but then it would do, wouldn't it? It would have been quite nice to be able to say, I bought the first car ever auctioned. We got James and the guys over there, so we'll go and say hello in a minute. Well, should we go and find out what they're buying? Good morning. How are you? Yeah, very well. You? Can we gate crash your video? Just say. Are you looking to buy?
Yeah, we are looking to buy.
We're trying.
Tell us what.
You've got it.
You think. Oh, here we go. Kia Sportage.
Oh, that's popular.
Nice and safe. Nice and safe.
Vauxhall Corsa.
Okay.
Needs a clutch. How much is the clutch in the Corsa, do you reckon?
We got a workshop, so it's probably a day's work and a couple hundred quid, but maybe 500-600 quid.
Yeah, we said 500 quid, didn't we? What was that? Oh, the V40.
Oh.
Diesel engine. Auto gearbox.
Oh, what mileage?
90 something, 95. Well, they're a bit dodgy.
This was the Ford Power Shift gearbox, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Same thing. So there.
What about the one tomorrow?
Yeah, I think that is a power shift as well, isn't it?
I mean, no, they're normally.
Is it really a power? I didn't know that.
Yeah, same thing, basically. I think. I mean, I could be wrong. You should probably Google that now, but.
What are you buying?
I've got my little bit. Well, I probably won't. I was tempted a bit on the first one, but I haven't.
Yeah, then why don't I go for like retail money?
Everyone's excited. That's what happens at an auction. I expect someone wants to say they bought the first ever car here.
Have you got any of ours on the list?
Oh, there's an Evoque. Porsche has got an Evoque on this.
You haven't got an Evoque on yours? No. I got two Evoques.
Have you? What, this one in here?
And two other full fat Range Rovers. GLC. What's next up for you, mate? You on this one?
We're started. I don't see I see the value different here.
Right.
That was 5.99 all day long.
What, 5,999? Yeah.
Tracking low reserve is a bit smashed up car.
About 15 plate,
I reckon this will start high because it's got low miles. I reckon this will start at 3.
Back online, 17 by the way. 17 bid. 17 only got 17 and 18 bid. 19. 19 only got 2 bid. 2 1. 2,000 only 2 2. 2,000 only got 2 3. 2 3 4. 2,000 only got 2 4. Only got 2 4 bid. 2 4 bid. 2 5 net. Net bid 2 5. 2 6. 2,600 pound bid 2 7. 2 8. 33. 31. 32. 32 to bid. 32 to bid. We on 32. 1 Got 32, that's 20. You go fine in one point.
That first one?
No, second.
Second?
Yeah, 2 down.
Bloody hell, he's not mucking about. Should we go down? We'll have a look at this GLA. I don't know whether I'm going to end up bidding on it. I remember now, so this is the one that's got the bit of trim hanging off on the side and a few scuffs, and otherwise it looks quite tidy, to be fair. But I'm trying to be budget friendly today. Spread the money around. I've already bought a Porsche Macan today for 22,000. Dan is out collecting that, and I felt broke before, so I think we'll see what it does. If it's really cheap, we'll probably have a bid on it. Otherwise, we'll wait till we see the Vauxhall Insignia VXR. Our mate James Alford said he heard someone start it up earlier. They weren't meant to, but he did hear it, and he said it sounded sweet. But he is my friend, so you can't trust him. He could just be trying to tuck me up, like James was saying with the Sportage and telling me how crusty it was underneath, because he wants to bid on it himself. We'll see. Can't trust your friends. He doesn't sound very healthy. I know it's a 5-cylinder, so they probably are quite sort of a different sounding engine, but definitely one to stay clear of. Oh, bloody cold. Right, we're getting close to that VXR. The GLA. Oh, we missed the GLA. I think we missed the GLA because we were too busy looking at whatever else, but we'll go down and we'll have a look at the Insignia, see what happens with that. They're about to open it and start it. A bit of a stutter. It sounds quite sweet, to be fair. Now the cold start stopped. if it goes cheap with a guided price like it should be, then this is I think YouTube will have to pay for this one if I buy this. It can't be a Brewer Motors car. I can't have that stain on the Brewer Motors records, basically, because it would probably be a bad financial choice, but I want to try one, so it could be my perfect new daily with them wing backs or whatever. We'll see what it sounds like as it pulls away. Place your bets now. What will it start at? Oh. It started £1,000 over what I wanted to pay. I had a £2,000 bid on it.
No, £3,000 now.
I know it is now, yeah.
You need those Adidas stickers. Come on.
I will regret buying that. Yeah, I will.
32.50 the bid. Same to you though, chaps, if you want it. 32.51, sold twice on the net. Net winning. Thanks, we don't keep reading. On sale, let's do great.
How many have you bought now? Oh, there's the M5. So James Harding was over that apparently. Huh? That's a good sign. I think our next one is the Coupe Evoque. Yeah. Lot number 52. That's right up our street at Brewer Motors, so we can bid confidently and strongly. We've got to buy something. We can't blank. I'll never live it down. You're not buying the M5 then?
Battery's flat. It was running though, and it was smoking, wasn't it?
Don't see.
M5 people, it's got a bad engine and then it's not started. Or perhaps the bad engine thing was just it wasn't started. It could be it's a really good car, but no one's been able to start it. So perhaps we'll see when it's started up.
You've got competition on the Sportage.
I know, fucking everyone's on it.
Yeah. Good bit of stock.
James, I did to you. And he bought it as well, straight away. He was like, really?
You're a bastard.
Really? Like, yeah.
But car dealer James is after it as well.
Sorry?
Car dealer James has got it on his list as well. Oh, that James. That's because he's as green as I am.
He doesn't know me, so he's
Yeah. I thought you meant James Alford. That would normally be up my street, but we've just had loads of problems with one of those. DPF problems, because it's probably the 2.2. James is over there checking out the M5, which they had to put a jump back on. He was concerned it was smoking, but that's just condensation because it's cold. We've got to watch James try and buy the Range Rover. If he doesn't bid enough, I'll buy it, and then I'll sell it to him once I've checked it out, because there'll be a scaredy cat about it. But we'll keep an eye on our vote. They're starting that now, so... Just got to do the ghost alarm first. Jamie's just got himself comfortable in a Range Rover. He's sat. So they're struggling with the ghost immobiliser, which is a pain. But 9 times out of 10, you can just put them in like service mode, so you don't have them on. Find out. Sounds smooth enough. The old drooper. Expect so. Does the clutch feel alright, or was it a bit high? Okay, fair enough. He says it sounds okay, but he's also revving the hell out of it as he's pulling away, so... It will go over what I want to bid on it anyway.
What do you want to bid on it?
5.5.
What? Everything's come down in price now.
What's the...
You're bidding 5.5 on that.
Yeah.
That's going to go for 5.
Well, we'll see. It'll be mine then, won't it?
Sue, would you?
Sea wedge, yeah.
Sea wedge is
It's coming over me, mate. Look how fast the spinning centre caps are going on that M5. It's been stopped for about an hour and they're still spinning. Right, let's see what the Porsche makes.
Mr. B, where do you want to be? You, Tommy. We're 32. 32. You let me down. Come on, what have you got? It's going to start with 3, hasn't it? I've got 30. 30,000 round in. 30,000 round up is on line for 9, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 30,000 round in there. 30,000 round across the mean now. 30,000 5, 6, 7. Not there. 8, 9. On sale. 30,000 9. 31. Standing around 1. 31 1. 31 1 down. 1 down 2. 31 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, keep it going, 7, 31 7 a bit, 31 7 is there now, 31 7 was sold, 31 7 big ones, big last dance, 31 7 twice, there, 7, 48, 49, 5, 5,000 about illegal, 5,000 about illegal, 1 bid, 5 1 2, 3, 5 3 to bid, 5 4, 5,000 1 bid, 5 5, 5 6, 5 6 to bid, 5 7.
Already gone too high.
5,000 8,
Told ya.
59 6,000.
James is over there shaking his head, see?
Guys on side of the back. Sky 7. Also cat 4. What's the car? Very to that one there. Oh, he's next to bit for that one. Models will do well. Should do very well in this. 2. 62 to bit.
Here it is. Car of the day.
Lovely services for that car. Start key away there.
Upgraded
37 grand start.
entertainment as well.
7
Yeah.
away. 1, 2.
Right then, see if James Hyde's actually going to bid on it.
10, 9, 11, 1, 2, 3,
Where's James?
4, 5, 6, 11, 6 for that, 11, 7, 11, 8, 11, 9, 12,000, 12, 1, 12, 2, 12, 3, 12, 4, 12, 5, 12, 6, 12, 7, 12, 8, 12, 9, 13, 1.
Just too strong.
X5 is fully deep. 2,903, 1, 31, 2.
This could be cheap.
I don't think it will be though.
This should be.
Have you got anything, James?
I love this guy.
Have you got anything, James?
No, he's got this. It's coming.
What do you think, guys, please? Nice racing.
Well, this is the thing. You've seen how the pricing is though. Yeah, but you see with this one, the cap is 20. Auto Trader Retail says it's 35.
Everybody should be in. 18, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 19, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 19, 5. Oh my, 19.6, 19.7, 19.7 a bit. Mel, it's not you. 19.7, 19.8, 19.9, 20,000, 20,000 1. The tri-cap's online, 2. Oh, I like that, but 3 online. 20,003, 4. If it's not in 50s, Louis, with these guys, you're in trouble. 20,005 next. 20,006. 20,006 a bit. 20,007 online. Online 20,007, 20,008, 20,008 a bit, 20,009, back online 20,000, 21,000, 21,000 about a bit, log alone, 21,000 about a bit, 21 1, 21 2, 21 2 a bit, 21 3, 21 4, don't tell anybody, don't worry, 21 5, 21 5 is 6 bit, 21 6 a bit, we're at 21 7 next. Net bid 21 7. I like a net bid. 21 8. 21 8 to bid. 21 9. Back online. 22,000 back in the hall. 22,000 out of bid. 22 1. 22 2. 22 2 to bid. 3 bid net. 4. 22 4 to bid. 22 5. 22 6. Race 1 8. 22 7. 22 8. Everybody coming in. 22 9 back online. 23,000 1. 23 1 to bid. Right at the back now, 23-2 net, 23-3, 23-3 to bid. Back of the hole at 23-3. Is that everybody done, guys? Last chance to bid, 23-4. Back at you, Les. 23-4 to bid down near to me now, at 23-4. Is that the one? I think it is. Last try is going. Well played indeed, 10-12.
The guy who ended up buying it was John that we spoke to earlier. The funny thing about that car is that it said cap clean is about 20 grand, but Auto Trader retail was 35. So he's got about 10 grand margin in that. Let's see, James should be bidding on this. Both of the Jameses should be bidding on this.
Great big Mirage, 3,400 quid. They are 34 £3,400 family on 34 35, off the car. 35 family on 35 selling. 36, 37, stop it. 37 family on 37, 38. 38 you did 39. 39 you did. 39 39 selling at 39. Up in everybody. One twice it goes.
Hey,
it's on 39.
Oh, I hate him. I always have problems with him. Getting stiff legs and knees. Getting old. Here it comes. It's got to be the car of the day for us. We've got to get something. Let's remind ourselves of the details. Oh, it's damp inside. So it's quite damp in the back. Had quite a bit of mould on it. Hopefully it's not the pan roof. It's a shame. Shame it's damp. Headaches we can probably do without. We can probably track it down. We'll see what happens. We've got a competition from, of all people, James Harding is going to bid on it. Let battle commence.
Alright, back on line. 66 we're on to. 67, 68, 69, 7 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 77, 78, 79, 82.
I was going to do 67.
81.
Everyone's really excited, aren't they, for their first physical auction day? Making strong money. Job's done.
Everybody out.
Right, Mike, Joe, pleasure seeing you here, mate.
And you, mate, always.
Yeah, it's been a really good day. Very cold.
It is. It's bitterly cold outside. I mean, it's quite nice that we get to be inside a hall.
Yeah.
But what's nice is the warmth we're getting from car dealers and our friends and bumping into people. There's a lot of love here today to get back into that physical auction environment.
Yeah, it's been really good, and they always do a really good job of making it look really nice here. And yeah, it's been nice. A lot of people have come up and said hello today, and I'm sure you've had just exactly the same. As well.
I've had a lot of people here, lots of people saying hello, lots of people blaming me because they're now car dealers, and they're saying it's because of you I become a car dealer.
Yeah, I see people saying that a lot.
I mean,
to you.
now I've noticed people coming up to you and going, all right, Joe, can I get a picture? And you becoming a little bit famous, which is very nice to see. But yeah, I mean, look, G3 I think have done a great job. Their Castleford site is amazing.
Yeah.
Video screens everywhere, lots of information on the cars, about the cars. I like it here because they tell you what the prices are worth, below average and cap clean. So you basically, somebody's holding your hand and guiding you through the auction process. I really think that's good of them. Yeah. And you can see they've had a cracking day here today. I just asked the staff actually, I think they're up to like 94% sales today.
Which, normally with an auction, they're not selling every car. So that's really, really good.
Yeah, 94% is an astonishing number.
It was strong prices as well. I think people were excited, which kind of priced me out. I got so many at the moment that I didn't really need any, so there's no sense.
Well, that's a good position to be in. You can sort of be picky and choosy over what you want. I did come here today with the hope of buying a few cars. But yeah, I mean, as you say, the prices, because it's a physical auction, people are excited to be back in the space. Prices have run away a little bit on some of the low mileage later cars, and it's been a little bit more difficult, but nonetheless it's been great fun.
I've got a part exchange to go and pick up from you, so I haven't got any money left.
I've sold him the car. So
wiped out all my money.
So what on the smart car? I need to talk to your accountant if you've lost all your money on a smart car.
If you could, I'd appreciate it.
No, I have actually sold you a car which you have got to pick up from us, which I'm excited about. Maybe you bring the guys down and...
Well, we'll find out. If you're there, we'll come down.
Yeah, I'll be there for
you. If it's not you, Mike, as much as I love James, we'll send the driver down. But
Oh, well, that's very kind of you. But no, this has been great. It's nice to get, your audience probably don't know, but we have a dealer group on WhatsApp where we all gather and chat about what's happening in the trade and talk about some of the problems we have. And it's nice to come at the auction and actually meet the guys in our dealer group as well. So I've really enjoyed it. Plus, you had the same as me. My life has been altered somewhat by the food that was on offer today.
Yeah,
I had a Yorkshire pudding
wrapped around
a roast dinner.
Did you go for the trio?
Yeah, so I had a roast dinner wrapped in a Yorkshire pudding.
Yeah.
And I've never, it was just the most...
Do you know what, mate?
I threw it into my face.
I've got a takeaway near me that does it on a regular, which is why, it's...
Oh yeah, well you're catching up with me.
Well,
it's the car dealer look. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's the
it's
car
like
dealer
look of comfort or whatever.
Of course. It's your corporation bolted to the front of you, Joe.
Exactly,
Don't hide it, just go with it.
It's a sign of wealth and success in some countries.
Of course it is, yeah. If we're in Japan right now, people would be coming up and rubbing our bellies. Oh, successful man.
Yeah,
it's only here I get called a fat git.
Yeah, exactly. Me too, don't worry, you're not alone. Mike, tell us, you've got a car show this year, new one.
Yeah, so we got Wheeler Dealer Live that's happening in June, on June the 1st actually, sunniest day of the year. That's going to be happening at Bicester Heritage Centre.
Yeah.
We're going to actually have a car site there as well. So it's a place for people to come and sell their cars. So hopefully Brewer Motors might turn up with a smorgasbord of cars that they're looking to retail with a sort of pop-up that you can put up and advertise your business. We'll have
not
the same,
just classics then.
Not just classics. We'll have the same with Calvin's Car Diaries, Sam Hart Garage, Scott Rattarossa, Auto Alex is going to be there. Tavares is coming over from the USA. Matt Armstrong's going to make an appearance. I'll be there with the Wheeler Dealer shop. We're having a big live stage, food, entertainment. Iconic auctions are bringing a classic car sale. So there's going to be auctions, but the hope is that we get enough people along that want to buy cars.
Yeah.
So not only dealers selling cars, but people wanting to buy cars as well.
Yeah.
And it gives dealers like me and you a chance to stand on stage. So I can get you up on stage because you're quite a famous YouTuber now. And we can educate the audience that are there on what to look out for, what are the pitfalls of the motor trade, from the dealers themselves, and guide them through the process. It's going to be really good.
Yeah, it's great. I'll be booking my tickets, so make sure you do. Where can they get tickets?
You can buy tickets or book your registered interest at wheelerdealer.live. You won't need tickets because you're going to have a display stand there with Brewer Motors, half a dozen cars on display, a little pop-up tent.
Range Rovers, probably.
There you go, Range Rovers, and you'll be one of the experts on stage with me.
Well, I'm honoured. Don't know about expert, but we'll do our best.
You are an expert, Joe. You definitely are. I look forward to watching him every single week. I'm like, where's my Brewer Motors podcast?
We'll clip that. That'll be a soundbite. I'll play that. That'll be my alarm clock when I wake up in the morning.
Use this one as a soundbite. I tune in to Joe Brewer Motors podcast every week, and I can't wait for it.
Subscribe now if you haven't already.
Yeah, subscribe, ding the bell, lick the screen, whatever you got to do, don't miss it.
Mike, thank you so much, mate. Hold out your hand.
Hold out your hand.
Pleasure. Always really good.
It's a pleasure. Lovely, Joe.
And
Should we go and buy some cars?
Let's do it.
That way.